Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
We welcome you to Noche and Beyond here on 2K Sports. From the attire to the food, the players' jerseys, tonight a celebration of the Latin culture. Hi everyone, Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, our Hall of Fame sideline reporter David Aldridge. And a great surprise tonight. Our surprise guest will be in the booth calling the game with us tonight, folks. We have Laker legend, 18-time NBA All-Star Kobe Bryant here at the table. Kobe, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to see all of you. Thank you for having me.
The Cleveland Cavaliers coming to this one after a win against Phoenix. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all there. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, we've got George Hill, Kevin Love out there with Larry Nance, and it's LeBron James, and it's Hood in at the 2. Lopez off the mark there with the three-point shot. In competition, once again, Kobe, the thing that drives you so much, even on the practice floor, you and Jordan were so much alike in that regard. Is it important to go with your teammates and challenge them in those practices that you recall?
You have to challenge, because if you don't, then they become conditioned to not have those challenges every day, right? So if you come off of a night where you have a back-to-back, for example, and you have a practice the next morning, it's our responsibility to step into that practice and challenge them as if it was the game that we just played the night before. Right? Because if you do not, then you don't have that competitive spirit day in and day out, where then you feel like you can take games off, because you can take practices off, because you just don't have it in practice. Right? So it's our job to bring that every single day so that competing just becomes a habit for them.
And you learn about their mental endurance, their physical endurance during those practices.
Well, yeah, well, you challenge them to learn about themselves. Right? You challenge them to think about themselves. Can I push a little extra? And I'm going to have to, because he's driving me like crazy. And if I don't meet that challenge, I'm going to have to hear his mouth all practice long. I'm going to have to hear his mouth on the plane. I'm going to have to hear his mouth on the bus. I'm going to have to hear his mouth in the locker room. Yeah. And I'd rather just compete.
Kobe, I'm assuming that you've had teammates come back later and say, Kobe, you made me a better player.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when we're playing together, they don't like it very much, because I'm always challenging them. But then at the end, like, even to this day, we're all very close. We're all great friends, because they knew what I was trying to do was trying to push them to be the best version of themselves.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Well, you better be more physical on the glass, because they wanted that rebound more than them, plain and simple. Oh, a lapse defensively, and they actually get away with it. Bad idea to leave him open consistently, though.
So last season, Kobe, one of the closest MVP races we've had in a long time, came down to Westbrook and Harden. Who did you think was going to win before the results came out, and why?
Yeah, I didn't even stop to think about that, because they're both like little brothers to me. So even though I could sit there and say,
LA
okay,
kids too.
Yeah, I know them both extremely, extremely well, and they're both extremely deserving of it. So I refuse to split it.
Yeah.
They're both my guys.
And different kinds of games, and both sensational individual players.
Yeah, they're just phenomenal. I mean, they can do so many things in the game. And now I think the next progression for them is to be able to dominate the game off the ball just as much as they can dominate on the ball. Right? Because in the playoffs, the defense has a hard time finding it.
That free throw good from Isaiah Thomas. And to have the ball in your hands at all times, always bringing it up. It's exhausting, though, right? That's what they say.
But
now,
for you, the defense sees you. right?
Yeah.
So if you're handling the ball, the defense has eyes on you at all times. You're here. You're right in front of the defense. When you don't have the ball, you're moving behind them. Curry moves behind.
All the time.
He'll bring it up, pass it, and now he's running off the screens behind the defense, right? And it's hard to find him.
Rip Hamilton the same way.
Rip Hamilton the same way.
I know.
Jordan, flare picks, down screens, slicing into the post, right? Coming up to the pinch post. All those operational things take place behind the view of the defense.
Now, here is Hill. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Kobe, you're a father. You've enjoyed that process, but basketball got in the way. A lot of how do you balance fatherhood and playing at the level you played at?
Yeah, when I was winning championships there, our kids were still relatively young, or I should say babies. In my last few years, they were older and knew they could really feel my absence. And so what I try to do is try to bring them along for the process. So there were mornings I would wake them up and say, let's go. Say, we're going. Well, Daddy's going to go train, so let's go.
No kidding.
And I bring them with me. And they'd be in the gym shooting around or kicking a soccer ball around or hitting a volleyball around. But I felt like it was important as a father to not just tell them about hard work, but they need to see what I'm doing. When you're sleeping, this is what I'm doing here for 3 hours. And so they're a part of the process and feel connected to the process. But traveling and things of that nature is very, very hard because there's been plenty of birthdays that I've missed and school plays that I've missed.
Now, here's Thomas. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Let's now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for James.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Now the feed to Nance. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
How good is King James at spreading the floor, involving everyone on the offensive end?
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Here's Kuzma. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
I love that he sacrificed his body over and over. His persistence at getting to the free throw line really paid off for them.
Traveling was a part of your job, a part of mine. You missed some things with the kids, but I know you take pride, Kobe, in the fact that you made it to a lot of things as well. You were not an absent parent.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, having a great partner. I mean, my wife has been absolutely amazing, which I think is extremely important as well, because she really held down the fort at home, which to me is the toughest job.
Beautiful jam.
Isn't this what we've come to expect the great point guards to do? Thomas, effective spotting his teammates when they're open.
You look back to the final game as a player, Kobe, all the emotion that was building up for that moment. Then you go out and score 60 points. Surreal moment. Did you ever think for any moment that maybe I've got 1 year left in the tank after that 60-point performance?
You know what? It wasn't a matter if I had another year in the tank. It was just, I just don't want to do this anymore. You know, I wake up in the morning, my body's sore. You know, that 60-point game was everything I had left for that year. And to be able to have to, like, reboot that and reset the system all over again, no thank you.
People don't see that side of it, do they?
No, they don't. But you know, it's just, nor do we want them to, right? We want them to appreciate being entertained and coming to a game and taking their mind off of whatever it is they want to take their mind off of. It's an opportunity for them to escape. And that's what we provide. So that's completely fine.
2 on the clock. From the top of the key, LeBron shot is off.
Boy, terrific defense to impact the shot, not giving him any space at all.
And Kobe, you played for a handful of coaches during your career. When you look back on it, was there one coach you wished you could have played for but didn't have maybe a chance to play for?
Greg Popovich. That's an easy one for me. Although I did play for him in several All-Star games.
Yes, you did.
And one particular All-Star game in practice, he came up to me and said, okay, do you want me to just kind of go through like a whatever practice, or do you want me to do the real thing? I said, Pop, you got to do the real thing, because I've been dying to see what really goes on inside these Spurs practices.
Oh
you got to give us a real practice, man. Yeah. And he did. And Tim just kind of looked at me and was like, dude, seriously.
What are you doing?
Come on, you're killing me.
So what was a Popovich practice like for you, and how did you try to set the tone?
It was high energy, and we moved from drill to drill, and it involved a lot of passing and moving. and spacing. And so all of the shooting, it wasn't any individual shooting. All the individual shooting took place within a 5-man offensive structure, of ball movement, of passing and cutting, and all of a sudden your shot comes here in the corner, and then you slide up to the next line, and you dribble, penetrate, and kick it, and then you slide to the next line, dribble, penetrate, kick, right? So it involves constant movement where you're constantly training and conditioning the body, that you're not just going to pass and stand and be a participant, right? You're going to be involved into that, in the action, not going to be a passive participant.
Free throw, no good for LeBron. And over the course of your career, Kobe, 5 NBA championships. Are there any of those that really stand out among the 5 that you accumulated?
The last one, beating the Celtics. That was the hardest one by far to get.
Why so?
Well, we're going into Boston now with the series tied 1-1, and Boston is absolutely excited about having the split and going home now and having 3 games at home, thinking that the series was not going to come back to L.A. And so that was an interesting playing fight for us, and then to go out and get the very next game, just to go down 3-2, coming back to L.A., and then to finally pull out that series after being down 15 in the 4th quarter against the Celtics.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Randall passes to Thomas. That shot missing. Excellent D there from Hill. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Here's Hood. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Some say, Kobe, that the shooting guard crop in the NBA right now, a little light in terms of depth, not quite as many top 2 guards as we used to see play the game. Who do you like among some of the 2 guards you see now in the NBA?
Well, it depends who we're considering a 2 guard.
Right, because they
the
just
ones,
blend,
the 2s,
don't they?
the 3s, they all just blend.
Combo guards are playing some forward position. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. So, shooting guards to me are guards that have to do everything. You have to be able to play the post. You have to be able to play the perimeter. You have to be able to play the point. You have to do everything. So I'll put Russell Westbrook in that category. I'll put James Harden in that category. I'll put Kawhi Leonard in that category. There's a lot of players I'm forgetting. Even Giannis, I would say, is a 2 guard because of what he does.
Yes.
So there's a lot of talented guards out there.
Did you like the ball in your hand, bringing it up, or would you have rather someone else bring it up, then get it to you in the half court, and then do what you did?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm jealous about Michael, because Michael didn't have to do that. He had Pippen.
Yes,
so,
right. Who always brought it up.
Yeah,
yes,
so he could focus on coming off the screens and catching and shooting. He didn't have to think about facilitating first. He could think about scoring and then passing out of double teams.
And after 20 years in the NBA, Kobe, you were able to play with so many teammates. Can you make a short list of some of your favorites over the years?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Pau Gasol for me. Derek Fisher.
And a quality person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, right.
And Derek Fisher, Ronnie Turioff is one of my all-time favorites. Lamar Odom, Shaq, obviously, Robert Horry, Rick Fox. I mean, I've been very fortunate to play with some great teams. Horace Grant, AC Green. I mean, the list goes. Ron Harper. I mean, I can go on and on all day long. Brian Shaw. I mean, I was very fortunate to have some really good teammates.
Down low. Hands, no good.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Well, you got to play against some great defenders in the NBA, like Draymond Green of Golden State and others. What are some of the things that, I mentioned Draymond Green, that he does as a player that you think separates him from the rest of the defensive guys in the league?
He does his research. He does his homework.
You can tell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can tell. When you watch him play, he puts himself in position before the offensive player even attacks. And how does he know that? Because he's watching film. He studies. He knows the player's tendencies. And so when you mix in the research to go along with his frame and the quick hands and the foot speed, then you have a defensive player that's a force.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
From deep, Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Kobe, you were a player who lived in the gym. What motivated you as you go back and look at all those hours you spent in the gym to do that, to follow that path?
I loved it. I loved the game. It wasn't a matter of working hard. I didn't realize I was working hard until like my 2nd or 3rd year in the league, when I realized here in the NBA, a lot of players don't do that.
Right.
It was kind of a big shock to me. Like, I assumed everybody in the NBA
just worked hard.
Yeah, but to me, it wasn't hard work. It was like, I love doing this. Like, there's no place on earth I'd rather be than be here in this gym with a basketball and a hoop.
But the greats are always the hardest workers. I mean, right, have you ever seen a great player who is not the hardest worker on their team?
No, I've seen players have great seasons, and, you know, and then the next season, it's
They
not
fall.
so much,
Right.
and then they have another great one, and the consistency isn't there. The truly great players love what they do, and that looks like hard work to the outside world.
Did you enjoy playing the game? There was so much you put into the game, but did you enjoy the game?
I did. I enjoyed the game. I loved playing, you know, the competition and all that, the getting ready and all that. But I enjoyed practice more.
Did you?
I did. I enjoyed training and practice more than I did the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success. All the officials are all over that one.
The Cavaliers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. The first one falls. Both shots good from the stripe. There's 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. To the paint, and there's another one for the Lakers.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
James right side. Scores for only the 2nd time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
I'd say when LeBron is working near the rim, his strength becomes readily apparent.
Offside Thomas. The 10-footer. Lopez passes to Kuzma. Thomas gets the bucket. Thomas got 12 in the game.
It never ceases to amaze Isaiah Thomas's ability to score oversized.
Now kicking himself on that one. That is the shot he wanted.
Well, that's usually money in the bank for that guy. Not sure how he missed that one.
Back to the action after this word. And LeBron James trying to will his Cavaliers team to a title. Teammate Kevin Love says LeBron made it clear from the start what he expected.
He sat us down maybe right before the first practice and kind of spoke about what he thought everyone should bring to the table. And we had to hold up our end of the bargain.
When someone like LeBron talks about what you need to bring to the table, you better bring it.
No doubt about that. I think if they just keep following LeBron's advice, the sky's the limit.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter is about ready to get underway. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, you really like the activity on the defensive end. Outstanding jumping into passing lanes and coming up with steals.
On the court for Cleveland, J.R. Smith out there with LeBron James. Then there's Kyle Korver. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Zizic in at the pivot, manning the middle. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Guys, the league may have never seen a player with more control on and off the court than LeBron James. He is a superstar, a playmaker, a coach on the floor. Some say he's the GM. And he even has a stake in a player agent business. LeBron says it's his dream to one day own an NBA team. Well, he certainly getting some practice. Evan?
No question about it, David. He's well on his way. As important a player as we've ever seen in basketball. And Kobe, something that has changed in the NBA over the course of your career is the role of the power forward, the four. More and more you need to be able to stretch the floor, take your guy outside, shoot the three. Do you feel that that's a trend, or is that something you think that is here to stay in the NBA?
Well, I think things will evolve and things will change. I mean, you start getting power forwards like Tim Duncan and Garnett back in the league, Dirk. All of a sudden, it becomes less and less of a commodity to have smaller fours, right? Because you're going to need to deal with the Tim Duncans and the Garnetts of the world. So I think it's just a natural evolution thing.
Did you, when you had to guard a big like that, ever fear going out and trying to get him on the side or even working him inside the lane where he would have more power, more advantage?
No, I never worried about it too much. What I try to do is I always try to study the film and figure out what their tendencies are, what their sweet spots are, and you just try to get them off of that. It's not necessarily about the size of them, but how do you get yourself in position when you can knock them off balance a little bit and use the lack of size that you have to disorient them.
And that one good from Clarkson.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backboard.
And in the history of the NBA, only a handful of players have lasted 20 seasons. Kobe, you played all 20 with the Los Angeles Lakers, an NBA record for seasons with one team. What does it mean to just having worn that Laker jersey your entire career?
Well, I mean, it's a huge honor. I've always been a massive Laker fan, even when I was a kid. And so I never dreamed that I'd actually be wearing the golden armor for my NBA career. So to be sitting here right now, having played 20 years, is literally the coolest dream that could have ever happened to any kid. Happened to me.
And I don't know that it'll happen again. The way the league is structured now, money, the free agency, even though you had a chance to leave a couple times, you always chose to stay.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's loyalty is a word that you hear thrown around often. But in this day and age, it's very tough to see in sports because of the cap, because of, the free agency market and so forth and so on. So I've been very, very fortunate to have a great organization and to be able to have played 20 years of my career here.
Thomas kicks to Caldwell Pope. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got 6 assists here tonight. Talk, Kobe, about some of the great one-on-one scores. You might be the best ever, actually. But when you take a look at the crop now, who are some good guys in that one-on-one category that you like?
Kyrie's sensation. Yeah,
great handle. How about his handle? Like one of the best ever, man.
Yeah, but he can post too, though. I mean, that's the thing is he can post up. He can turn left shoulder. He can turn right shoulder. He can shoot a left-hand jump hook coming across the middle. He can pull up going left. He can pull up going right. He can attack off the handle. He can attack off a triple threat. He's built the game without any weaknesses. I think most players, should be thankful that he's not 6'6".
He'd be Kobe Bryant then, right? He'd be Kobe Bryant. But I always thought that, when his dad played big-time college basketball, played in Australia, your dad played. I mean, there is something inherent, regardless of how much, that comes from the son of a pro player.
Growing up overseas as well.
Exactly, in Australia.
Growing up overseas as well. And look at his game being so fundamentally sound and having basic structure. There's a lot to be said for that.
Absolutely. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Thomas got 18 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Well, Kobe, you look at all the former Defensive Player of the Year, and they're almost always big men. You were a 9-time first-team all-defensive selection in the NBA. Do you think guards sometimes get overlooked with the impact they have in a game and a play?
Yeah, they definitely do.
All the time, huh?
I think the bigs have a huge responsibility in protecting the rim, and those things are very easy to measure.
Right, block shots
blocks
and exactly, rebounding,
altering shots or defensive rebounds. For guards, it's tougher. But still in all, there's some guards out there who have done it. Michael and Gary Payton and Kawhi Leonard. I count him as a guard. They're just phenomenal defensive players.
Where does that mindset come from? That defensive mindset when you're an offensive gifted player like yourself?
Well, I think that's a truly competitive person. Some players call themselves competitive, but you're not truly competitive if you only compete at one end of the floor. That's not what truly competitive people do.
4 on the clock. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. Randall grabs the board. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And, you have to feel terrible about how that thing turned out. I mean, the game was really going about as expected until they just gave up that huge surge there late in the game, totally lost momentum, and ended up losing that.
And Kobe, did the Laker front office ever talk to you or just brush an idea past you to get your opinion on things, whether it be a trade or a free agent signing or whatever?
No, we never really did that. We never had that kind of working relationship. And I think it's actually better that way. Because then it enables me to have a better relationship with the guys where they know I'm not involved in those decisions. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because if so, it makes it weird. That relationship, guys get traded and teammates are looking at you and it's hard for them to trust you and all sort of stuff. The most conversation I had was with Dr. Buss in this very shaky time.
Yes.
Where I voiced my concerns and he said, listen, I promise you, I see the right trade, you will pull the trigger, and I'm going to do everything I can to get you a championship. I promise you that. And after he said that, I trusted him completely. That was that. And then the following year, he made a beautiful trade for Pau Gasol.
I sure did. And a couple championships. Worked out well.
Yeah, it did.
Lakers leading by 3. And Kobe, how did you learn to watch tape? Because there are guys now watching tape and they'll just go, and you wonder if it's really even sinking in.
Trial and error.
Yeah, right. But really, that was it.
Trial and error. You start looking at things, you start saying, man, like if I'm watching an edit on the player and I watch one particular game and then I look at the next game, he's doing the same thing. And the next night, he's doing the same thing. Hold on, let me go back and watch. And then you start looking for consistent behaviors or patterns in their behavior. And then you think, okay, maybe that's something that's a tendency for him. Let me go back and check.
Take a break.
Two dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles. Oh, my God. Yeah,
there it is. There's the pattern.
Right, so what if I interrupt him between his first and second dribble and throw him off a rhythm? What'll happen then? Right? What if I know he's going to go 1-2, turn right shoulder? I let him go 1-2. Now I jump to his right shoulder. Now you can't turn there. What happens then? Right? You throw him off of their patterns.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Hill's checked in. So he gets them both. Hey, Kobe, you know, when you take a look at great NBA rivalries, your mind goes more to the past than the present. I'm not sure why that is, but maybe you can enlighten us why rivalries seem to matter more or more in our minds from yesteryear as opposed to today.
Because we can recall where we were when. Right?
Yeah,
the recollection is always more powerful in retrospect, right? I mean, that's always, you remember where you were when, Magic hit that running hook shot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some people can remember where they were when Nelson hit that shot that bounced off the back of the rim and almost touched the rafters and fell back in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's those memories that create a lasting impact. And even though in today's game, you can look at it and say, there's no real rivalries in today's game. There are. But they're only sink in over time.
So you think the Cleveland-Golden State rivalry, because the greats are on opposite sides, there will linger and will resonate like that?
Absolutely.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas, and again, no good by the Lakers. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Probably for a guy like yourself who made an incredible amount of three-point shots during your career, what is it like watching Steph Curry? Just how much has he changed the league? It was always watching the dunks of Jordan. Now you got kids that want to shoot the ball from distance.
Yeah. Shooting the ball from distance now kind of become like the home run in baseball, right? Where it's exciting to watch the ball in flight. I think it's great because it just adds more love to the game, more things that players could do or kids can do that can't dunk, right? It's like dunking was the thing, right? But now kids that can't dunk, there's something else that's fun. There's something else that's entertaining, like shooting threes. Right? So
boy, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, it's a lot of
hundreds of shots daily.
Yeah, it's a lot of repetition. I mean, Steph, you watch him out there playing and making all these shots. He's put in hours and hours and hours of hard work and continues to do so.
The shot's good from Zizic.
Boy, that's what you call timing. He doesn't have to break stride on the pass.
Thomas against Hill. Looking to end the run. That one, no good. With that three-point shooting on the rise, Kobe, if you were coming into the league right now, would you try to lean more in that direction than the incredible acrobat that you were when you were in your prime?
It depends who I was playing against. I try to build my game to be able to do all those things.
And you could. I mean, you're like one of the few guys that could do it.
Yeah, so it just depends on who I was matching up against, which determines then how I would try to punish the defense.
I like that word.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a softer one. And I was like, punish is a good one.
You're honest. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Cleveland's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Hill with it. Green, the screen. Thomas against Hill. Fires for 3, and another 3 for Cleveland.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Caldwell Pope outside. Shoots over Clarkson, and the pass to Kuzma. Nailed from three-point land. Kuzma's got it all tied up now for Los Angeles. Hey, Kobe, thanks so much for stopping by and having some fun with us tonight on the broadcast. Hope we can do it again real soon.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.
Kobe Bryant. And Doris, you've interviewed and seen Kobe so many times through the years. How different was it hearing him in this broadcast environment?
Well, not surprisingly, his incredible basketball intellect came to bear. This guy has an attention to detail and a passion for the game that maybe is unparalleled.
For Los Angeles, they have looked good at the line, and they're perfect in 4 attempts.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the Cavs, once again, looking to will their way, Doris, to a title. Every year, the competition seems to grow fiercer.
Yes, but they seem to be a team that thrives on adversity. Think back to 2016 when they overcome that 3-1 deficit. Last season, it was the largest second-half comeback in playoff history. There's no quit in these Cavaliers.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Here's Love, out of hand on it. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Randall dishes to Thomas. Back to Randall. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Lopez passes to Caldwell Pope. Lopez a screen. Caldwell Pope kicks to Randall. It's stolen by Nance. LeBron outside. Breaks a big height bounce and goes in. LeBron's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Listen, Kevin, you can't fault the defense, but LeBron being one of the all-time greats, if he's locked in, forget about it. He's going to make the jumper.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Cavaliers ahead. They're up by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, what have you liked about your team's performance so far?
I like our physicality. I thought we came out, started the game physical. That set the tone for us early.
Well, we'll see if they can keep it up, T-Lou. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
They said I couldn't reach Mars, so
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. We're seeing a tremendous game from Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, the first half, what a thing of beauty. He was just living in the lane.
How special is it, Greg, to watch a guy who's able to get into the paint with speed and consistency? They cannot let him get inside like that.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Cavaliers leading. Randall is the 4 with Lopez in the middle. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Isaiah Thomas. And it's Kuzma in at the 3. And that's the group for Luke Walton as we begin the second half.
Now George Hill continues to light it up from distance. This guy is a dependable three-point shooter.
Outside Thomas. He's off on that one. Good D from Love. Hill against Thomas. Love with the screen on Thomas. Hill dishes to Nance. Lopez with the steal. Poked loose, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. And getting a perspective on the offensive tendencies here since the All-Star break, we've got a breakdown showing the average three-point attempts versus two-point shot attempts per game since the midway point of the season for the Lakers.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Kev, if you give Lopez a 7-footer this much room, it's over.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. They set the screen. James kicks to Hill. The 9-foot shot. Caldwell-Pope with some nice D.
My goodness, get right in his grill and force him to alter the shot. That's tough defense in the post. You know, I think the defense is thinking, I don't have to guard him on the line, but that's just a matter of whether he can knock it down, and he does.
Thomas against Hill. Outside Hood. Just 5 on the clock. Over Caldwell-Pope. They grab their own miss, and he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Shot's good.
Oh, guys, how good is Love at fighting through the contact to finish and score it?
You know, it's interesting. Kevin Love almost two different players, right, guys? I mean, a bruising offensive rebounder who can battle inside, but also a skilled perimeter shooter. That's a rare combination.
One shot, gentlemen.
And the three-point shot is a growing part of Kevin Love's game.
Well, I think it's certainly something he's added since coming to the NBA. From barely shooting any early on in his career where he was a flat back-to-the-basket scorer, now three-pointers account for almost half of his field goal attempts.
Caldwell-Pope pass to Randall. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That's on LeBron James.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
Los Angeles shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
One shot, find the lanes.
On the free throw, no good. Every year, Doris, it seems like we're adding new talent to the coaching ranks. When you think of some of the newer names that have come upon the scene in that head coaching role, who are some of your favorites?
I think two guys who have surprised me in the comfort level they have in their first opportunity as head coaches, Kevin, would be Tyronn Lue and Luke Walton. And obviously, both guys have experienced vastly different levels of success. Of course, Lue wins a championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But for Luke Walton to have that steady demeanor, to not blink in the face of some of the losing his organization is currently doing as they reshape it, both guys really appealing to me in terms of what we might see from them in the future.
And there's no question that James is one of the best dunkers ever. A forceful finisher who loves showing off his athleticism.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. unleash chaos. And what a play it was. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage. And here's a look at some numbers for Thomas. How the second half of the season has shaped up for him. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
Randall dishes to Caldwell Pope, and that one drops. Caldwell Pope's got 12.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
Love with the screen on Thomas. Here's Hill, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And at 78%, he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them all season long.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw drops for Hill.
What a pickup George Hill is. This guy's such a capable player on both ends. Smart, intelligent, lightning-quick reflexes by the point guard.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Oh, he's been outstanding offensively. His performance has been one of the things that's gone right for them.
That's a pick by Love. LeBron left side from the baseline. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Lopez has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Kuzma. Back to Thomas. Passes it to Randall. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, Cavs coach Tyronn Lue grew up in the small town of Mexico, Missouri. He saw it all at a young age, good and bad.
And Coach Tyronn Lue credits the influence of his hometown on teaching him how to live life.
All right, Kev, he says it taught him the things to do and the things not to do in life. He was straight as an arrow during his pro career, never once got a technical in 11 years of playing. Quite remarkable.
And that one misses. And he's good on the second. Cleveland leading by 5. Hill kicks to Love. Pick up by Hill. Love the pass to James. Back to Love. It's stolen by Randall. Here's Thomas. Unable to get that one. And Cleveland will come the other way. They've led by as much as 10. On the wing, Hill. He's guarded by Thomas. Nance a screen. Hill kicks to Nance. 4 on the clock. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And that's 13 points for LeBron.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Lopez a screen. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
And looking now at some numbers here for Randall. Since the break, he's been simply stellar. 12th in shooting percentage, 13th in rebounding, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And as you mentioned, one of the more efficient scorers in pro basketball. He challenges defenders with his bravado, and more often than not, he prevails. Boris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this. You know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Cleveland. Both good from the line that time.
There's that accurate touch of his at the stripe. He is locked in.
Lakers trail by 9. Here's Thomas. 23 points in the game. Kicks it to Lopez. Randall down low. Covered by Nance. Kuzma can't get it to go. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Korver dishes to LeBron. Kept alive. Here's Nance. That one is good again. He sits right from the floor with the basket.
It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
Oh, he sure is. I mean, these past 2 games, his energy level has been sensational. Whether it's a putback like that or other hustle plays, he's been everywhere.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
Balls checked in for the Lakers. Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. The Lakers second.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
He dishes it to Lopez. Caldwell Pope passes the ball. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
How about the strength on display there by Ball? Not the biggest guy out there, but he wills these shots in despite the physical contact.
Shooting 1.
And a pretty unorthodox slingshot shooting form for Lonzo Ball. Greg brings it up on the left side of his face.
Yeah, but he's still got great balance, and the lower body mechanics are perfect. Good wrist action on the follow-through. Sometimes we get caught up so much in the motion to get to the shot. It's about the release point. And when you get there with this guy and the confidence with which he plays, I think it's a non-issue.
James kicks to Nance. Love up top. 14 points for him. James outside. Cleveland moving the ball around. From deep. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Here's Kuzma. 17 points in the game. It's stolen by Korver. Now Cleveland moving it up. James with the ball. And again, LeBron missing. Lakers trail by 9. Lopez dishes to Randall. Back to Lopez. To the wing on the left. And it's Ball in the corner. 6 to shoot. Not going to go that time. Excellent D there from Hill. LeBron passes to Hill. Outside Korver lets the 3 fly. The rebound by the Lakers. Randall's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Beyond the arc. Pass to Kuzma. Feeds it to Randall. Ball kicks to Lopez. Outside for Caldwell Pope. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for the Cavaliers.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
Love kicks to Korver. Love outside. On the wing, Korver. Nance a screen. Nance sets a screen for Korver. Kicks it out to Love. And the three ball is good. Love's got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Now here's Ball. He's guarded by Hill. Ball no good.
Gets it to very close range, but there was no way the defense going to back off and give him that layup.
Baseline J on the way. And Hill, the bucket on the assist by LeBron. LeBron's got 4 assists now tonight. And the Lakers call time here. And LeBron James last season playing in his 7th consecutive NBA Finals. Doris, a streak only surpassed by the great Bill Russell.
And for context, Kevin, remember in the 60s when Bill Russell played, the finals were just the second round. What LeBron is doing is so much harder. To think that in 12 postseasons he has been to the finals 8 times, nothing short of astounding.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Brook Lopez. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Ball. Here is Thomas. 23 points in the game. There's the pick. The pass to Kuzma. And Thomas, here we go. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
And checking out the stats for Love. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. He's getting around 20 points per, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Now, these are the games where Kevin Love just dominates the box score by the end of the night.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. That free throw good from Kevin Love. Doors with every team looking to spread the floor, get that space. Most big men are being asked to increase their range. Is the practice time going into that taking away from working, for instance, on other fundamentals that a big guy should be working on?
Here's how you know this is for real. When you hear Dwight Howard talking about the fact that this guy is going to spend an entire summer trying to develop the range because he wants to extend his playing career.
Sure.
Dwight Howard at one time was the single most dominant back to the basket, low post center. They surrounded him with shooters. They put him in pick and roll, and he was an absolute monster. You know what? I don't know if it'll take away from the other fundamentals for the center. I do know that the role of center has drastically changed in the NBA.
And he can't hit the second.
And how about the 46th pick back in the 14 draft? Jordan Clarkson has certainly exceeded expectations thus far in his career. An athletic combo guard. He's really succeeded playing at both the 1 and 2.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And Greg, Jordan Clarkson, he has an offensive game, doesn't he?
He's able to shoot with range, and he can attack off the bounce as well. I think that enables him to kind of play on or off the ball. And I think he has a chance to be a really good two-way player in our league. and starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
And the Lakers making a change here. Lopez is checked in. Caldwell Pope outside. It balls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Clarkson dishes to Love. In the corner, Nance with it. The shot from 20 feet away. They get it again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Thomas kicks to Randall. Back to Thomas. They set the pick. Dishes to Randall. Right wing. Lopez passes to Caldwell Pope. Randall kicks to Thomas. Just 3 to shoot. Caldwell Pope outside. No good from outside. The Cavaliers leading by 20. To the inside, Korver. And the layup's good off the glass. Korver's got his first bucket in this one.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Picked by Randall. Here's Kuzma. Off target with his 3.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
Here's LeBron. James with another miss. Los Angeles has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And you see the quickness of KCP bursting to the rim.
Stolen. To the paint. And Randall throws it down. Great game for him. Double-double down. 11 points and 12 rebounds.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cavaliers on top. They finish off the third quarter with a huge surge, an 18-6 run. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Lakers trail by 18, and Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. We've got Hood. Smith is out there with LeBron James, and it's Nance, and it's Clarkson in at the point. And the rejection by LeBron.
Don't bring that weak stuff in here. LeBron always on the prowl to send shots back with force.
Down low, here's Nance. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Nance has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Cavs. And Thomas, here we go. No one near Randall as he lets it go. And it's off from three-point range. Hood kicks to Clarkson. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Just superb timing. Lopez stretches out beautifully to send that back.
Back to Thomas. Pass to Kuzma. Over Smith. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Kuzma's got 19 points.
Oh, just very good offensive execution. Couldn't have asked for a better shot.
Hood against Caldwell Pope. Hood can't get it to go.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
It's deflected. Here's Nance. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And the Cavaliers lead by 20.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for them.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
The shot's good from Kuzma. He's got 21.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
Clarkson dishes to LeBron. To the middle, here's Nance. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
And James, is an all-around talent, a fantastic passer who actively looks to get his guys going.
Thomas passes to Caldwell Pope. Randall kicks to Thomas, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Clarkson dishes to LeBron. And the shot falls short this time. Lakers trail by 18. From downtown, that's good from Thomas on the assist by Caldwell Pope. Thomas got 10 points here in the second half. Now James, outside Hood. Back to LeBron. And the dunk by James.
The defense really doing their best to body LeBron James, but he is just a physical beast who cannot be contained. Boy, nice feed, leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Smith outside. Randall against James. Back to Smith. Shoots the three, but they get it back.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard, gets them another possession, and allows them to run even more clock. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Kuzma. Count it. Kuzma's got 23 points.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Clarkson with the ball. Now Thomas defending. Smith outside. Jacks up a three. Again, the miss by Smith. Lakers trail by 13. Thomas passes to Lopez. Thomas kicks to Randall. Outside Thomas. Clock at 6. And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Zizic is checked in for J.R. Smith. Here's Kuzma, covered by LeBron. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles, Julius Randle. 2 shots.
Relax on the first.
That free throw missing.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Hill, he's checked in for Jordan Clarkson. Good on the second free throw. Cleveland leading by 12. Outside Hill. Nance sets a screen for Hill. And it's Hood in the corner over Caldwell Pope. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Lakers have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Thomas, that's good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
LeBron passes to Zizic. He kicks it to Hill. And another miss by Cleveland.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. You almost never get that wide open a look.
Kuzma can't get it to go.
And still looking for his first triple of the second half. He had 3 at halftime.
And then slams it in.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Thomas dishes to Randall. Back to Thomas. And there's the feed to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Hill kicks to LeBron. The baseline J. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Missile on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And Caldwell Pope has improved as a passer. Nice to see that development in his game.
Love's check in for the Cavaliers.
Shooting one.
And that one misses. Cleveland's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Hood can't get it to go.
You know, despite his struggle shooting, they've been successful tonight. He's just not gotten on track.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
One shot. Mind the lanes.
And the free throw, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 6. Hill with it. Now Thomas defending. The dish now to Love. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Thomas kicks to Randall. Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. And the rejection by Love.
Oh, terrific timing from Kevin Love to get the block, something he's worked hard to improve on.
Hood, the pass to Hill. Nance a screen on Thomas. With the teardrop, that one no good. Good D by Lopez. For the 3. Great D that time from Love.
Not the kind of strong finish it should have been. Something threw him off.
LeBron dishes to Hood. That one goes. Count it. And the Cavaliers lead by 8.
Yeah, Rodney Hood not bashful about knifing into the teeth of the defense, given his quickness and length. Very comfortable operating down there.
Lopez a screen. Caldwell Pope kicks to Randall. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Love.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Julius Randle. Taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Randall. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Hill kicks to Love. Puts it up from 12. Again missing Hill. Los Angeles has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Outside Thomas. Back to Caldwell Pope. Lopez outside. Inside. Lakers passing it around. Outside Thomas. This one for 3. Nance gets the rebound. Nance has got 11 rebounds in the game. Rebound by Brook Lopez. And for the Lakers, they're shooting 53% from the field in the 4th quarter. Can't ask for more than that from your offense. Cleveland's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
And here are the Cavaliers now. They lead by 7. Love with the screen for James.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
It's a pick by Love. Outside Hood. He feeds it to Love. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
I really admire the presence of mind from Rodney Hood. He's terrific at realizing when one of his teammates is wide open.
To the left wing. Here's Randall. Off target with his 3.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
James, left side. Misses the 3.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball game.
To the middle. And then slams it in.
That guy's not sure how many big men could have found that open man that quick. Great play from Kevin Love there.
Hit by Randall. Thomas against him. Passes it to Kuzma. Hit by Randall. Good on that shot. And with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Kuzma. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Hood setting the pick for Hill. Hood kicks to LeBron. Kuzma pulls it in.
Just a cold shooting night. Needs to try to make it into the basket.
Back to Thomas. Pass to Kuzma. Here's Randall. And he uses the glass on the layup. And now just a 2-point Cavalier lead.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
They've got to be willing to step up. And when it's this close, you just can't let them get easy buckets. Make them feel you a bit.
Out to Nance.
Shoot 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And thanks to his good work at the line there, now we have a 2-possession ball game.
Hill against Thomas. Randall passes to Thomas. It counts, and the foul. That one on Hill.
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
That free throw good from Isaiah Thomas.
Guys, that was critical. I mean, that's what we're used to seeing out of him, though, at moments like this.
Hill dishes to Hood. Love with the screen on Lopez. Right block shot. James, no good. And stolen by James. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good. And it's a three-point game.
A bit of heroics at the line right there as he bumps their lead to 3 and makes things a little easier for them defensively.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're behind by 3. 15 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Present our Jordan Player of the Game, Larry Nance.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Here's Thomas. Shoots it. Missed. And so it's Cleveland who comes out on top here. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Kevin, congrats on the win. Are you guys gaining confidence, and what are you figuring out?
Just that we need to continue continuity. We really need to pick it up on the defensive end. Offense, we can get whatever we want really at any time, but the defense is where we're going to need to get better.
That is somewhere where you have to tighten up, Kevin. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.